Every grocery store you've ever walked into was designed by someone who has never met you, but knows exactly what you'll buy before you do. That's not an exaggeration, it's a science. Decades of research into human attention, fatigue, and impulse have been converted into store layouts, and the average shopper who walks in for 5 items leaves with 14. Most people think this happens because of weak willpower. They tell themselves, I just need more discipline next time. But that belief is exactly what keeps the system working. Because the truth is far stranger. You're not losing to your own weakness. You're losing to a room engineered against you. Start with the entrance. Almost every major grocery chain places fresh flowers, fruit, or bakery items right at the front door. It seems random. It isn't. Fresh produce and flowers signal life, abundance, and quality before you've even grabbed a cart. That first impression puts your brain in a state psychologists call prime and relax. You feel like you're in a place of freshness and trust, so your guard drops for everything that follows. Then comes the layout itself. Milk, eggs, and bread, the things almost everyone needs, are placed at the back of the store. Not because it's convenient, because it forces you to walk past everything else first. Every aisle you cross is another chance for something to catch your eye that wasn't on your list. Here's where it gets interesting. Stores don't just want you to walk further. They want you to walk slower. That's why the tile patterns often change near high-margin displays, why background music tempo drops in certain sections, and why aisles are frequently just narrow enough to make you pause when another cart passes. Slower movement means more time looking. More time looking means more chances to buy. Now think about eye level. The most profitable high-margin products, the ones stores earn the most money on, sit exactly at adult eye height. Cheaper store brands get placed lower, often at a slight stoop requiring effort to reach. Kids' cereals sit lower too, but for a different reason. They're placed at a child's eye level, so the request comes from the back seat of the cart, not from you. This is where most people say, okay, but I still choose what goes in my cart. And that's true. But choice architecture doesn't remove your choice. It shapes which choices feel easiest. Consider the end caps, those short shelves at the end of each aisle. Shoppers assume anything displayed there must be on sale. Often it isn't. Studies on retail psychology have shown that end cap placement alone can boost sales of an item by significant margins, regardless of price. The location itself creates the illusion of a deal. And then there's the checkout line, arguably the most psychologically engineered 6 feet in the entire store. By the time you reach it, your willpower has been spent all afternoon. Every decision you made walking those aisles, paper or plastic, this brand or that one, do I need this, drains a small amount of mental energy. Behavioral scientists call this decision fatigue. So what waits for you at checkout? Small, cheap, high-margin items. Candy, gum, magazines. Things that require almost no thinking. Priced low enough that your tired brain says, sure, why not? Even if you never intended to buy them. This is the same principle Amazon uses with its frequently bought together suggestions, and the same one Starbucks uses when a barista asks if you want to make it a venti for just a little more. Small, low-friction asks placed exactly when your guard is down, but here's the twist that changes how you should think about all of it. This isn't a story about grocery stores tricking you. It's a story about how every environment you enter has been shaped by someone with more information about your psychology than you have. The grocery store just happens to be the most obvious example because it's one of the few environments most people enter with money in hand, multiple times a week for their entire lives. Once you see it here, you start noticing it everywhere. Streaming platforms autoplay the next episode before you decide to keep watching. Apps design notifications to interrupt you at moments they know you're vulnerable to distraction. Retailers online rearrange recommended for you sections based on what tends to break your resistance, not what you need. The hidden truth is this. Overspending was never really about the individual product. It was about designing an entire environment to slowly transfer decisions from your conscious mind into your automatic mind, where willpower barely exists. So the next time you walk into a store and feel that small itch to grab something you didn't plan for, remember, that itch wasn't random. It was built. And the moment you recognize the design, you take back a piece of the control it was built to take from you. If this changed the way you'll walk through a grocery store next time, that's exactly the point. What's one thing you've caught a store doing to you once you finally noticed it?